Young and the Restless fans, hopefully you're having a wonderful weekend and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Guess what? We got new drama in Genoa City, and I got some spoilers. You want to know the spoilers for this upcoming week? I'm going to tell you. Let me give you a few highlights, and then we'll unpack the drama for this week. First, we have Ashley crafting a risky plan. We see Kyle veto Summer when it comes to Claire, and Jill's decision blindsides the Winters. So, without any further ado, let's unpack the spoilers for The Young and the Restless for the week of May 13th through May 17th. We start off with Magnificent Monday, May 13th, as Christine and Danny embark on a new journey together. So originally, it looks like we see Christine was going to actually take on this job with this whole lawsuit from a client. Well, it looked like she changes her mind and decides to take off with Danny on tour. She turned the job down. Now, before they leave, they actually have a little banter with none other than Phyllis. And of course, Phyllis is throwing shots. And yeah, Christine had to enlighten her because she did not know that she is actually not taking the job and that she is going to be touring with Danny. So yeah, that didn't sit right with Phyllis, but it is what it is, Phyllis, girl. And hopefully they'll find somebody for you. And as for Christine and Danny, yeah, see you later. Also on Monday, we see a conversation between Devon and Nate as they try to strategize an exit plan for Billy. Well, not so fast because Billy ain't going anywhere anytime soon. And we'll talk about that leading into the Tuesday spoiler. But yeah, in the meantime, they want Billy out. Rounding up our Monday episode, Adam steps up to give comfort to Chelsea in her time of need. They just got back from Maryland after seeing Connor, and things are worse than they expected. The little boy is actually harming himself, which you'll also get more details about that on Monday. And of course, they're having a difficult time with this situation. So we'll see both Chelsea and Adam come together for support. We now move into Terrific Taco Tuesday, May 14th, as Lily and the other Winters are rocked by the shocking news delivered by Jill. And yeah, what is that news? That Billy is now taking over where Jill left off. So originally, Billy was just on the board and kind of floating because remember, he was interim CEO until Lily got back. Well, now that Lily's back, where was Billy going to go? Well, Jill made a decision to drop the bombshell without even telling the other Winters, the other side of the Hamilton Winters business and her own CEO, that she is putting Billy in her position, which low-key means that Billy is kind of sort of Lily's new boss. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. And yeah, they're not going to take this lying down as we actually saw in the Friday promo for this week. And all I can say is that Mamie tried to warn you guys, but instead you thought she was the major problem. Also on Tuesday, Audra begins to question Tucker's loyalty. Now, he has proposed. He even talked about sweeping her off over to Europe. But obviously something is happening, and especially when we saw Dr. Alan Laurent and Ashley talking at the GCAC bar, and Tucker kind of sashayed over there trying to figure out who he was. And Audra definitely pulled him away because she's like, wait a minute. This should be none of your business. That's not your girlfriend or your wife anymore. And so he's probably going to be ending up showing even more concern for her because we know that she's fighting those altars. And of course, Audra's going to wonder, are you really 10 toes down with me? And then rounding up our Tuesday's episode, we have Daniel having to swallow his pride. Now, we haven't seen Daniel, Heather, or Lucy for a few weeks now as all of the other drama has been going on. Well, he's back. And the last thing we remember is him trying to get that game back. They said, hey, take everything else, but I want Princess Louisa and that game. And yeah, Lily was like, I don't think so. It's mine. So yeah, I'm wondering what is he going to have have to do? Is he going to come crawling back to Chancellor Winters trying to see if maybe he can figure out a way to work this out with them? We'll have to stay tuned. We now move into Wonderful Hump Day Wednesday, May 15th, as Ashley crafts a very risky plan. Now, we all know that one of the plans that she had is to take down Tucker. I know that's Mrs. Abbott's plan. And then she's also fighting the other alter, Belle, as well. So I'm wondering if she's now going to shift back to Mrs. Abbott and figure out a way to take down Tucker, because she wants Tucker gone. So we got to stay tuned to see what her plans actually are. Also on Wednesday, Sally finds herself standing at crucial crossroads. Now, part of the Monday episode that you'll guys see, she realizes that their business, the one that she has with Chloe, is tanking fast. And it's possible that Nick might even lose his investment. They're actually asking, Cuckoo Chloe is asking to have Adam talk to Victor about becoming part of Newman. And Sally is like, I don't think that's going to happen. So she has to make some decisions whether to tank the business or to go back into fashion, which is where her bread and butter is. Rounding up our Wednesday episode, Tucker proves his worth to Devon, adding layers of tensions to a very unfolding storyline. So I'm wondering if this got something to do with the Jill and Billy situation, because in desperate times is desperate measures. And Tucker is a very crafty guy that Devon could probably use in his corner. So we'll see what Tucker does to actually prove himself to Devon. We now move into Friday Eve, Terrific Thursday, May 16th, as Phyllis attempts to aid Daniel take an unexpected turn. Now, we saw in one of the previous spoilers that Daniel had to swallow his pride. He probably took steps with regards to maybe crawling back to Chancellor Winters to figure out a way to work this out with regards to his game and Princess Louisa. Well, Phyllis always have to play mama bear and stick her 2 cents in, whether it's summer. And now Daniel, however, it looked like it kind of sort of takes an unexpected turn. Did she make things worse? We got to stay tuned. Also on Thursday, we see Audra making a bold power move. Now, we already had spoken on the previous spoiler about her loyalty to Tucker being in question. And remember, those two are working in regards to the same project with this Glissade situation. Could she possibly figure out a way to take over the company and oust Tucker? Or could it be more of a power move when it comes to Nate? Because we saw a little bit of something going on between those two last week. But it's going to be interesting, because what the heck did Tucker do this week in order to make her have doubts and for her to make such a risky move? We got to stay tuned. Rounding up our Thursday's episode, Abby's allegiance faces a challenging test, setting stage for high-stakes confrontations. This actually could be one of two things, because remember, the first thing I would mention is the fact between Tucker and Devon, because Tucker proved himself earlier this week to Devon, and we know that she does not like Tucker, so there could be a struggle there. The second one or option that I think is the fact between Billy and Devon, because Billy now has an upper lead on the Winters family, taking over Jill's position. And at the same time, Devon is not happy because they're devising a plan to go up against Jill. And Abby, you signed up for this, getting on the board over at Chancellor Winters, where you have to deal with Billy on one side and your boyfriend, Devon, on the other side. So she's definitely caught in the middle. The question is, which side will she choose? We finally move into our cliffhanger TGIF Friday episode, May 17th, as Victor's revenge scheme against Jordan escalates dangerously. It looked like it might backfire. Now, he's been telling anybody in Genoa City that, Jordan is no longer with the land of the living. Whereas we all know that she's in his private dungeon beneath his house. So it's interesting if Jordan, maybe escapes once again, fool Victor, and now he got some splaining to do, which obviously is going to freak out Claire, it's going to freak out Summer, and especially everybody else in the Newman family, because number one, Jordan is free and she could wreak havoc. And the other thing is Victor lied to everybody. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. And I say it make a great Friday cliffhanger. Also on Friday, Nick confides in Phyllis amidst all this chaos. Obviously, it's a struggle over at the Newman family. Maybe the secret got out, as we talked about Victor, that Victor has been lying to everybody and that Jordan may be on the loose. So we think. We'll find out on Friday. But look like Nick is struggling and he's going to need to have a conversation with Phyllis. Plus, they're still dealing with Summer as well, which we'll talk about next. And finally, rounding up our Friday cliffhanger episode, Kyle is in position to veto. Yes, veto Summer's decision regarding Claire. Not only does he want to continue to see Claire, which we all know what that's about, but he also don't want to prevent Harrison from spending time with Claire, and he put the kibosh on her decision to actually keep Claire away. So yeah, this is about to get ugly. And as we so far know, she really don't have any legal standing. They were married together. She had became his mother in theory. And of course, Harrison knows her as his mother. So yeah, this is going to be interesting to say the least, to see what happens next. And it leaves us with that cliffhanger. So we got to stay tuned for this and everything else going on in Genoa City on The Young and the Restless for the week of May 13th through May 17th.